People often say they don't like pressure, but the truth is, people actually tend to thrive when they're under certain kinds of pressure. Some kinds of pressure cannot be helpful or can be unhelpful. However, generally speaking, certain kinds of pressure, or even a large portion of them, can be very helpful. For example, if you are trading, right? Well, in trading, what makes price go up and what makes price go down? Pressure. If price goes up, there's more buy pressure than sell pressure. If price goes down, there's more sell pressure than buy pressure. If price goes sideways, the pressure of buying and selling is equal. That's all there is when it comes to buying and selling, right? When it's trading. That's all there is when it comes to what causes the prices to go up and down. But if you actually look at what it is mathematically, right, it's the returns, the volatility, the entropy, right, the probabilities and statistics. Those are all of the relevant maths, or those are relevant maths that actually move the assets, and the price just follows that. Right? The price is the result of those maths. Those maths are the leading information that tell you about that pressure, right? And that pressure can be measured, right, as a function of those maths. That's why we see volatility and its correlation to the price action, telling the tendency of the current and future price action. It's not the price action that tells you the future price action. It's the volatility and the correlation to the price action, not the price action by itself. Because past price cannot tell you future price. Oh, by the way, if you remember in the 1990s, there was a band that was headlined by the son of Bob Dylan, and it reminds me of this travesty I see on the ground. What is this? If you know, you know. One headlight. One headlight. That's right. A young Mr. Dylan. Anyway, so, as I was saying, price is determined by buy pressure and sell pressure, right? Well, the moving of the price is determined by buy pressure and sell pressure. The price itself is determined by the volatility and correlation, or the entropy and its correlation. Either of those can tell you, either of those will determine what the price is likely to do, if you measure them correctly and if you correlate them correctly, and if you know how to read that information correctly. They will both tell you that information. And that's why it's leading information, because it tells you not just now what's happening, which is very relevant, but also if you use, another form of the returns or the means. In fact, if you use the reverse mean of log returns, the way that we've created it at Alpha Trading, which is unique. We were definitely, as far as I know, I was the first to discover it, along with my fellow Alpha Trading co-founders. We discovered something about the RMLR, which is that, in fact, we can use that tool, that indicator, to tell you what the future RMLR will be in terms of its direction, with extremely high accuracy. And when it changes, which is very, very rare, we can see how correlated or uncorrelated it is whether that correlation is significant or not. Right? And we can use another indicator that our team built, which literally tells you the prediction of the direction of the price. Now, why do I tell you this? Well, interesting, because I was actually going to start this video to talk to you about using pressure in other ways too. For example, if you need to find a client or a new job, right? If you have enough roadway in front of you, pressure can be something that you can use to your advantage. If you don't have enough roadway, pressure can be something that you nevertheless use in order to get things done before they're too late, right? So you have a lot of good opportunity to use pressure in that sense, to not let it use you, but for you to use it. Now, of course, there will be cases where pressure might get the best of you because you might not be able to handle it. Well, what do you do in those cases? Well, sometimes the best thing to do is to realize what the situation is, and if your best choice is to withdraw or even retreat a little bit to safety, where you can recoup, regather your strength, and prepare yourself for the next outing, the next venture, the next foray into the unknown, into the wild, or into the ring. I published with puissance, right? With puissance indeed, with power, with prowess. Why? Because had I just done what was expected, and not put my full power into it, the result might have been less well received and might not have found the necessary reader that I was looking for. But by posting 2 such articles, I was able to deliver twice as much content and make twice as much of an impact, and indeed find the reader I was looking for. Now, you can make this analogous to practically anything else. If you're looking for a client or a job or anything really, having pressure, as difficult as it is, and it is certainly difficult at times, can be a blessing. And yes, it can also be a curse. But if you know how to use it to your advantage, you can, most of the time anyway, turn it into a blessing. And by blessing and curse, I mean big picture. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. So if you use it to your advantage, it can be a remarkably powerful thing that can really help you get ahead in life. And I don't want to go on too long because I kind of want to keep this idea salient. So I'll just leave you with this gem of a thought. Pressure makes many things happen. It can build things, it can break things, right? It can reinforce things, it can pulverize things. It can make something be reduced to something completely common, the least common denominator, by breaking it down. And it can also strengthen and intensify something to such a degree that it becomes one of the rarest of things. For example, pressure makes diamonds. Happy marketing, folks.